All right, our next speaker is Tom Shannon. Tom Shannon is the Director of Marketing, Heart and Lung Therapies for Fresenius Medical Care. Tom?
Hi, Carla. Thank you very much. Can you just make sure I get my screen up here? Yeah. You can hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. And can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. All right. Well, again, thank you very much to the Sanibel event organizing crew. You guys have done an amazing job, put together an amazing meeting, and I'm very happy to be here. Last year when I came, I was given the opportunity to present a little bit about what Fresenius Medical Care is doing with the pandemic, and I'm happy to say that it wasn't until May last year that we got our product to the market in the US. So I figured I'd take this opportunity to give you a little overview of what Fresenius Medical Care is bringing to the heart and lung space. So you may very much know that Fresenius is a renal company, but we entered the heart and lung space in 2016 when we acquired Xenios. And those of you who don't know about the company Xenios has been in Europe for a while, but Xenios started with a company called Novolung. Novolung was a company in 2003 that subsequently bought Midos, because Novolung had been in the respiratory support market for quite some time, acquired Midos and acquired all of their cardiopulmonary products. Together, they united under a holding company called Xenios. And in 2016, Fresenius Medical Care wanted to get into the critical care space a little more aggressively and acquired Xenios, and we brought their ECMO products to the US market. So many of you, I've come across many customers who remember Novolung, and they think of Novolung as being the pumpless oxygenator, which we still do have commercially globally, but currently it's not available in the US at the moment. What we've done is we've rebranded Novolung, a well-known name in the US, to represent our ECMO products in the US. It was just last year that the FDA gave its very first ECMO clearance to an entire system, to a console, a disposable, and an oxygenator system as a whole. So we were very lucky to receive the first FDA clearance. Obviously with COVID, they gave temporary indications to many people for greater than 6 hours, but the FDA clearance for ECMO is still ours currently, with the only system approved. So I figured I would go through the system really quickly since I only have a few minutes, but I wanted to, if you haven't seen it before, since there haven't been a lot of trade shows this past year, you may not have gotten an opportunity to see it in person. It can be displayed, the console can be displayed on a cart, which you can call our trolley, but it can also be in a transportable mode, as you can see on the screen here, being carried with the disposable mounted to the back of the device. What's unique about the system also is that it has hot swappable batteries. The two batteries within the system make it very easy to stay on support for quite a long time. Additionally, those batteries can be connected directly to some of our motor drives for backup, as well as potential transport options. So let's go through the system real quick. We have a control panel that's tethered to the console with a 10-foot cord. So essentially, you have some options with where you want to keep that control panel and to control the device. You can notice here that we have two pump drives mounted to one console, and they're operated. They can be powered by one console. The disposable would mount in the center on what we call our compact holder, which keeps the pump and the disposable together in one location. The trolley has a place for a heater cooler as well as an oxygen tank. And it has a central sensor box, which controls where the pressure sensor cables and the flow sensor cables come into the console. If you've never seen our Delta Stream pump disposable, you've never seen the Delta Stream pump motor, it's been on the market now Well, the Delta Stream disposable, the DP3, has been on the market since 2012 in Europe, but it's now new to the US, and we've got quite a few customers using it, and they love our little pump. The design is such that it dissipates heat in a very small fashion, and you don't need two consoles to run the drives. We have two drives that can be run off of one console. And here's another image that shows the batteries can be connected directly to a pump drive in an emergency, and you can operate the RPMs directly from the back of the motor drive. Having two batteries that are hot swappable gives you the ability to get up to essentially 5 hours of support at full flow. They're capable of going a little bit longer if you're on lower power, but on the average case, you'd probably get about 5 hours of support. That's about 2.5 hours per battery. Just to show you again that it's a very lightweight system, easy to use and get around with. The disposable, if you haven't seen it before, has integrated pressure sensors, and this is a unique system that we have that doesn't require zeroing these transducers ever. We have an FDA indication for ECMO and ECPR greater than 6 hours, and the sensors are unique in that they check ambient pressure outside the disposable as well as on the inner surface of the disposable, and it constantly does not require zeroing because of that. The X-Lung oxygenator is a 1.9 meter squared oxygenator, and our Delta Stream DP3 pump is a 17 ml prime pump. I'll quickly go through those. The circuit is rated up to 7 liters, and the entire circuit's a little over 600 mLs in prime. Again, a 1.9 meter squared PMP oxygenator. And if you're not familiar with the design of this original Mitos designed oxygenator, the blood comes in at the top. There's a low flow pressure area that's great for trapping bubbles. And you've got a 360-degree view around this oxygenator. You can see clots or bubbles if they're there. The blood travels down through a polyethylene heat exchanger, comes across the gas fibers, rises back up through the gas exchange fibers, and then down and out in the middle of the oxygenator. The Delta Stream, the DP3 pump, again, is our 3rd generation centrifugal pump designed to reduce heat and to provide a very efficient and high energy hemodynamic energy pulse wave. But in a continuous flow pattern, the pump is capable of going up to 8 liters by itself, rated at 7 liters with our disposable set. We call it a diagonal pump, mostly because of the elliptical pathway as the blood passes through the impella. If you notice, the impella sits on top of a housing within the centrifugal head. So the blood has to pass the impella. It doesn't spend a lot of time within the impella itself. The transit time is pretty quick, but because the pump head is so small, the RPMs will be a little bit higher than you're used to seeing with other centrifugal pumps, but that's its normal pattern. And again, the integrated pressure sensors, which I mentioned, and I'll leave you with just a look at the screen. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's a 10-inch touch screen with you can monitor 3 pressures simultaneously, as well as the delta pressure, so 4 pressures displayed on the screen. We also have the ability to trend data over minutes, hours, days, weeks. We have some unique features with respect to setting alarms, where you can automatically set alarms at plus or minus 20% for every parameter with a one-touch feature. So it's quite the unique system, and I didn't want to go too crazy going through all of the screenshots, but I appreciate the opportunity to at least familiarize a few of your meeting attendees with the device, and hopefully this time next year we'll get to touch and feel the device in person. Feel free to visit us in our booth, and we can go over this a little bit more in detail and answer some of your specific questions. Again, thank you to the perfusion.com team for having me, and it's been a great meeting.